Hello students, I am Dr. Garima Srivastava from Lal Bahadur Shastri College, Lucknow. Now I am going to take up the topic international business environment. What do we think about environment? What do we say? Now environment means factors external or internal to the business which influence the business. Now when we talk about factors, they can be said that they are different kind of forces which influence the business. Now of course when we run a business in a society, we face many of the forces. For example, political forces, economic forces, regulatory forces, taxes, social and cultural, legal forces, all these are the factors which influence the business, because where we sell our product, it is composed of a society. Now this society, this particular group of people or customers, we can say, they prepare an environment for a business. So an international business environment is a surrounding in which international companies run their business. Now when we talk about international business environment, it is a type of environment where we are internationalizing our business, we are moving out of one country. So in that other country, in that host country, what kind of forces we are going to face. International business environment, it composes of political, economic, regulatory, tax, social, cultural, legal and technological environments. So basically we will be talking about different forces, different environmental factors which a company faces in the host country. So these forces will be external to the business. External means they are not directly related to the business, they are indirectly related to your company, but they create a pressure, they create a force on your business and it influences how you run your business in that country. Business environment has two characteristics. These factors, these forces have two characteristics. That means firstly, they are external to the business, that means they are not at all related to the business at all. Now what are the factors that are related to the business? They are such as values, beliefs, ethics of the business, the people who are working in the company, that means its human resources, its own financial conditions. These are the factors which are internal to the business. Somewhat these factors are controllable, but the external factors are not under the control of the firm. So therefore the external factors are uncontrollable factors which a firm experiences. Now what are the advantages of analyzing a business environment? So whenever you are going to expand your business in the other country, you need to analyze this business environment. Why? Because once you have analyzed this market, this environment, then only you will be able to operate in a smooth manner in that particular country. So international business increases the competition in the domestic market. Now it will help you analyze what kind of competition level is there in the domestic market, and also it will try to give you a comparative analysis of your business in the other markets, other foreign countries also. It also introduces opportunities to the foreign market. Now of course when you analyze the business environment, analyze the environment of your business, forces influencing your business, you will be able to analyze different opportunities available in the domestic market as well as the foreign market. Like for example, we can say we are running in a corona era. So in this era, many of the businesses are running in a very smooth manner, while many of the businesses have been shut down. Now what are those business? We can say pharmaceutical business, PPE kits, masks, all these business have boomed. Why? Because they have found an opportunity, in the business environment and they are able to exploit this opportunity. So now many of the companies during this corona era have converted their business, have switched from one product to the another. They have started selling sanitizers instead of your sugar solutions and other things. So now if you will not change your product, you will not be able to survive. So it is necessary to analyze this business environment. Global competition encourages companies to become more innovative and efficient in their use of resources. So whenever you move into the other markets, you are able to analyze what all other kind of competitors are there, what technologies they are using. So you become more and more innovative and creative while you are competing with those technologies from the other countries. For example, consumers international business introduces them to a very good variety of services. Now, this is an advantage to the consumer that they are exposed to a variety of products. They can switch from one product to another and this product may belong from many countries. So, they have a wide variety from where they can choose their product. Now, of course, when we study about the environment of the business, we need to study some of its factors. We have already studied internal factors which are internal to the organization. They are somewhat controllable by the organization. Now, in this particular aspect we need to study external factors because they are uncontrollable. Now, if these factors are uncontrollable, then there is a kind of compromise that needs to be made on the part of the business. Now, for this purpose, in international business environment we have a very good analysis called as PESTEL analysis. PESTEL, its full form is P by political, E economic you can say, S social, T technological, L legal and E ecological. Now, one more kind of environment has been added in this factor analysis, that is the ethical analysis of the business, ethical factor of the business. So, now we are going to start up with the factors of the environment. Now, the very first factor, that is political factor, as the name suggests, it involves the rules and regulations made by the political parties or the governing parties or the government of that particular country. Now, basic factors are bureaucracy, corruption level, freedom of press, tariffs, trade control, education law, antitrust law and employment law. Now, these are and there are more of the factors, there can be more of the factors, some of them I have listed over here. Now, these are the factors, these are the points which a political party imposes on a business when we move out of our country. Now, bureaucracy is a kind of leadership where it says, where it lays down stricter rules for the companies to enter into a country. So, now what are these strict rules related to the? Now, they can be related to entry of these products into the into your border, different trades and tariffs that are imposed on your product, then type of corruption level. So, suppose you are sending a product into the other country and the corruption level is too high, you will have to spend a lot of money on the network which you are using to send your product from one country to the another. Now, freedom of press means what kind of information is available on the media for these political rules and regulations of that particular country. Trade control, countries are controlling the trade of different products into their country. Like for example, a very good recent example, India has banned many of the Chinese apps in India. Now, it is a kind of trade control that country is exercising on these apps. Now, what it is already influencing the people, it is already influencing the business of China, it is already influencing many other things. But now, at that point political parties have to see our safeguard measures also. So, for that purpose this kind of control is necessary. Now, what kind of education law is there? That means you need to educate your customer about the product. So, are you able to do so? Whenever you see the wrapper of a product, it will always give you some kind of information, like it may be telling you about different ingredients it is using, it may be telling you about what kind of standards it is using to prepare that product, if it is an edible item. So, all this comes under the education law. That means, you need to educate the person who is using your product, you need to give the information to the person customer that these things have been involved while preparing your product. Now, antitrust laws and employment laws. Of course, when you sell your product in the other country, you need to assure the government of that country that you will be able to give certain kind of opportunities to the people of that country, so that they are able to generate their income. For example, if you are selling in the other country, you may take up outsourcing, you can outsource from the sales team of that country. Then in that purpose you will be able to hire the people, hire the selling personnel from that country and sell your product in that country. Both the laws will be satisfied. Now, these are the certain factors which political parties impose on the business when we move out of the country. Now, economic factors, second most important factors, economic factor. Now, economic means something related to money. Now, whatever levels of investment you are going to do while selling your product in the other country, of course, it will affect the economic status of your country, your company also, and the other country, and the other company also in the other country. So, economic status need to be studied. Now, economic status is composed of following factors: interest rates. Now, of course, when you interest rates means the type of interest you are going to repay when you are going to repay a kind of loan. So, whenever you are taking a kind of loan to sell your business into the other country, you need to check into the interest rates that are being imposed by governments through banks, or which are imposed by central banks, RBI, on these kind of loans. So, these loans can be in various categories also. Now, exchange rates. Exchange rates means the rates at which you are earning your currency. Now, of course, if a person is selling a product from India, he is preparing the product in rupees, and suppose he is going to sell this product, he is going to export this product in US. So, he will be earning income in dollars. So, there will be an exchange between both the currencies. So, this exchange rate has to be looked after. So, of course, while checking into the factor, checking into the economic factor, we need to see that the exchange rate is at a positive side. Of course, then only we will be able to earn money from that country. Otherwise, what will happen? If we are going to sell a product in a country where the exchange rate is at a lower side, so we will be sweeping the money will be swept out of your country, you will be at a loser side. Then recession or inflation. These are the different states at which the economic status of the country is. At this time, if we see, most of the countries are at a recessive stage. Why? Because all the businesses have most of the businesses have come to a halt due to coronavirus. So, if there is a recession in the economy, now recession means low demand for the product is there because of the low pocket size, low spending of the people, low income of the people, or loss of jobs, all this happen in the recessive stage. So, if there is no pocket size, no demand in a particular market, where you will be able to sell your product. So, of course, the recession or the inflation you need to see. Now, again inflation is the opposite of recession, where more demand will be there, people will be able to spend more on different products, willing to spend on more on the different products. So, of course, you will be finding a market which is at a inflationary side. Then different taxes, this point was taken into the political factor also, and it will be covered in economic factor also. Why? Because taxes are related to money, and money is directly related to your economic status. So, of course, the different kinds of status that are being imposed on the product while sending it from one border to another. So, it will increase the cost of the product also. So, there is a need to decrease these taxes or tariffs. So, if a country is not liberalizing these taxes or tariffs, the people who are exporting the product will not be able to sell it at a lesser price. So, if the prices are more, prices of the product will become more in the host country as compared to the product which are already there. Like for example, if you are exporting a toothpaste to other country and you are selling it at 10 rupees per tube. So, if their local manufacturers are selling it at 2 rupees per tube. So, of course, people will be buying that particular product from the domestic market itself. Why will they go to buy your product? So, you need to see the taxation policies coming under the economic factors of that country. Then demand and supply. Of course, we need to move to the economies, we need to move to the countries where the demand is more, demand for the product is more. So, if the demand is more, demand comes from the pocket size of the customer. So, of course, if the demand is more, the pocket size of the customer is also more. So, if we are able to cater to these increased demands and needs of the customer, we will be able to exploit that host country market also. Third is socio-cultural factor. Socio-cultural means social plus cultural. It is composed of two types of factors. Now, socio-culture means the society where we are selling our product and the culture that society follows. Culture. Now, culture is a point, is a combination of many aspects. It can take up your language, it can take up the way of living, it can take up your type of food habits you are having, it can take up different types of dishes what you are taking up. So, culture is a part of society. So, whenever you are selling a product, you need to look after the different culture it is following. So, for example, a community where jeans is not allowed, prohibited, so you will not be able to sell the jeans or western kind of clothes in that community. Of course, you need to check it before. So, similarly, the people who are not eating non-veg, in that society you will never be able to sell an edible product which is composed of non-veg items. Now, language is spoken in the society. Now, of course, whenever we are selling a product, it needs to be in a local language where we are going to sell it. Of course, suppose we are going to sell it in Nigeria. Now, maybe the people are not literate enough to learn English, to read English. So, in that case, the covering or the packaging of the product in those areas should be in the local language, so that the people are able to read from the packaging of your product that what that product is all about. Similarly, religion, people follow different religions worldwide. Now, religion also affects your product. Like for example, if we say agarbattis or dhoopbattis, now we will be able to sell this particular product which is a religious product. We will be able to sell it in those countries where people take it as a good omen. We will not be able to sell it where the people are not using them at all. So, of course, while exporting this particular product, we need to check into the socio-cultural norms of that particular country. Now, socio-cultural factors are not related to all kinds of product. Of course, some of the products are strictly binding to the socio-cultural factors. For example, if you are into manufacturing of business of books, manufacturing of books. So, for that purpose, if you are taking up different topics of the book or different information of the books, now you need to make it in the simple local language. Why? Because the people will be able to learn it, read it. So, if it is in an alien language for them, then they will not be willing to buy it. Ethics and values. Ethics and values are also a part of culture. So, whatever are the ethics or values of the society, you cannot go beyond that particular society. Then social organization. Social organization means a structure made up by the society, where the people of the society are divided into various structural forms, and according to this division they try to sell their product. Then last is product or service potential. Now, of course, product or service should be customized in such a manner that you will be able to serve socio-cultural norms of that particular society. Then that means if agarbattis are being sold in those particular market, now what kind of fragrance they are willing to take. Now, you need to add that fragrance to your product if it is not there. Suppose in some community rose fragrance is prohibited. So, you will not be able to sell rose fragranced agarbatti. They will be buying agarbatti, but not this particular fragrance. So, you need to change this particular aspect or feature of your product. Technological factor. Now, technological factor means factor which is related to the technology which is continuously upgraded, and we need to continuously advance ourselves in the terms of technology. Emerging technological assistance. So, of course, when we move to the other countries for the business, we need to see that the other countries are at a higher pace. So, of course, if they are better in their currency, maybe their research and development is also a developed one. So, globalization or this environment will help you to take advantage of the technological aspect of that particular country. For example, suppose you are using a machine which is able to manufacture 100 tubes of toothpaste in 1 hour. But if you compare it in the other foreign market, where there is a company which is using a technology which is able to which is able to produce 500 tubes in 1 hour. So, of course, it is already 5 times more than your faster than your technology. Now, they are able to save time, they are able to produce in mass, then of course, it will help you if this technology is coming in your country, if this technology will be available to you, then you will be also be able to run at a faster pace, because you are lagging behind. So, this is a particular addition, or this is a plus point for the companies which go global. Technology transfer. Now, technology transfer is a term used when we assist this technology, when we transfer this technology from the other countries, when we buy this technology from the other countries for our own country. So, technology transfer is not that easy, it requires a huge amount of investment by the domestic companies or your government. So, whenever investment is there, of course, funds should be there. So, in the absence of funds, you will not be able to buy new advanced technology, and thereby you lag behind, far behind the developed economies. Thirdly, development of R&D. Development of R&D, of course, if we work on technological aspect, we will be able to develop our research and development part. So, if we continuously work towards research and development of the product, we upgrade ourselves, we advance ourselves in terms of technology. This is a part of the factors or forces which businesses need to check into, because it involves a large amount of cost. So, because it involves a large amount of cost, because you need to hire highly specialized experienced people, so it requires large amount of cost. So, most of the companies do not build up their R&D at all, but this is a request of the hour or need of the hour, that you need to develop R&D. For example, a COVID vaccine, development of a COVID vaccine. Now, if India is having sufficient resources, why would it go out to search for the vaccine? So, some of the companies are already having this R&D department, where they are continuously researching and developing an effective vaccine for corona. Highly developed and fast communication network. Now, fourth and the final advantage of technological factor, it will help you develop a communication network which will be very fast, which will be at a very fast, and you will be able to save time. So, messages, the simple information will be, you will be able to flow your information at a very faster pace, because slow information or a stale information is not at all useful for the organization. Legal factors. Now, legal factors go hand in hand with the political factors. Why? Because political factors, government always plays its role through different laws, enforcement of different laws. When we when we run our business in the other countries, or we run our business in the home country also, we face many of the laws to be implemented on ourselves. For example, we can have company law, we can have partnership, we can have compensation, then disputes, then Factories Act, Minimum Wages Act, many other acts are there, which according to the type of business you are running, you need to undergo. So, all these factors are important to see, which what are the laws that the government is imposing on you. The very first point, regional laws. Now, regional laws, they are limited to a certain region. Like for example, if certain laws are there for certain specific business in Lucknow, so these are called as a regional laws. Now, mostly all the laws are centrally implemented and are implemented to all types of companies or firms. Secondly, law enforcement. Law enforcement means whenever laws are made, they need to be enforced. Now, enforce means you need to abide by the provisions of the laws, whatever is given you need to abide by them. Then dispute settlement machinery. This is an important aspect. Why? Because when we run a business in a different market, there are chances that a kind of dispute arises, a kind of conflict arises. Like for example, grievances of a customer. So, Of course, if a customer is grievanced, he will go to the court for the settlement of his dispute. Now, it is necessary that to see what kind of dispute settlement machinery that particular country is having to solve this dispute. Now, the court system. Of course, in India a different kind of court system is there as compared to many other countries. So, you need to check into the court system, types of courts, courts at district level, your central level, your national level, then Supreme Court. This is the step by step system in India. Now, similarly, there can be a different system in different country. So, if you are unaware of different laws, different court systems, how will you be able to run in that country? So, before exploring your business in the different countries, you need to check into the legal factors that will be imposed on your business, on your product while you are selling your product over there. The last factor, ecological factor. Now, ecological factor means, ecology means natural factors. Of course, natural factors are the factors which are related to natural environment. When we are selling our product into the other country, the countries look into the fact that whether the product is able to, whether the product is creating any kind of harm to the ecology or not. Now, it means the product should be environment friendly. Now, when we talk about ecological factors, it consists of two factors, biotic factors and abiotic factors. Now, biotic factors are related to living things. Now, that means your biotic includes animals, plants, fungi, bacteria and protists. Now, all these factors need to be seen. Now, what does this mean? When we sell our product in the other country, is the biotic factors affecting your product? So, if it is an edible item, it should be checked into. So, what kind of temperature should be maintained, what kind of packaging it is required to keep the intent safe. So, we need to check into the biotic factors, because if you sell some kind of stale product into that market, maybe legal factors come up for your business. Abiotic factors, they include ambient temperature, amount of sunlight, pH of water, soil in which an organism lives. So, in this abiotic factors are the factors which apprehend your biotic factors. So, ultimately you need to check the environmental factors which will be affecting your business or your product. Now, if you are selling your product to a country, you need to check into the environmental factors of that country also. So that you are able to sustain your product, maintain it in a good quality for selling it to the customers in the local domestic market. So, in that case it should be very much environment friendly, plus if it is highly affected by the environment of that country, the packaging and the other factors and other information should be included on its packaging. So, you should also see that your product is not harming the people in that country, and of course, people are satisfied with its packaging, its intent, its maintenance of quality in that particular country. So, finally, if we can see, we have the 6 factors: political, economical, socio-cultural, technical, legal and ecological factors. So, these factors finally help you find out the different forces of the environment which your business will be affected. Thank you.